When you get here and feel this, you know who your creator is and what he's done, and this is just amazing. When I was a kid, I watched a few movies and always wanted to run away to Alaska. The trip 2 years ago for brown bear, it was a crowning achievement to something that I never dreamed I would be able to do. And now to be back up here, I'm so blessed. If I hadn't have taken the step to go, to make it happen, I would have never experienced this. And I think that's what it's about. I love the adventure of this.
This is a super memorable trip. It's just a great place.
As far as out-of-state hunting, this will be my very first trip. And what a place to do it. It's an experience of a lifetime. It's an opportunity of a lifetime.
You feel like you're in the upper echelon of every aspect of this kind of hunt. You've got mutts who's world-class, the bears who are world-class. You're on Kuiu Island in the middle of Alaska. There's nothing about this place that isn't truly amazing.
The whole thing is just a cool trip.
There's no place on Earth like Southeast Alaska. It is truly unique in the world, and the experience is second to none. Guys? Hey, good to meet you. Hey.
Gunner.
Here, good to meet you.
Pat.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Zach. Hey, buddy.
Here's to Mutts and her crew, and to Zach.
Thank you guys for hosting us.
For putting on one of the most special places on Earth, in one of the most special places on Earth. Thanks for having us. We're glad to be here. And I hope we have a very, very wonderful week, very safe week.
I could just sleep in the boat and that'll work.
You'd be all right. Anyway, cheers, you guys.
Here, here.
Quite a few years ago, I ordered a DVD called Coastal Giants, which was one of the first hunting DVDs I bought. And it was a story of Mutts' dad, Jimmy, and their outfitting business up here. And watching that video, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great to go hunt with those people someday? Because this guy was a legend.
It's pretty remarkable, the dream that Mutts' mom and dad had back in the late 60s, early 70s, and the formation of Glacier Guides. 2024 is going to be our 50th year of operation. We're the longest tenured guide outfitter on the Tongass. Glacier Guides was issued the first recreational guide permit on the forest. Jim Rosenbrook, Mutts' dad, he's hunted all over the world and really insightful. I kind of say that, pioneers of yacht-based hunting in Alaska. It's amazing to see the direction and how far we've come in the last 50 years.
I've been north in the Brooks Range. I've been down on the peninsula, hunted bears down there. And Mutts really brings it all together. She's an excellent hunting guide. She knows what she's looking at when she sees it. She's an excellent skinner. To be a part of Glacier Guides really is the pinnacle of guiding.
I think one of the very rewarding facets of what I do being out, first and foremost, I love being out. I love this environment. I love these animals. These bears are some of the coolest creatures on Earth. And being able to showcase and share that with someone is really a neat opportunity to help portray something a little deeper than just, oh, we're going on a hunting trip and we'll try and kill something. never want to minimize the importance of harvesting an animal. I mean, that's why we're here. But there's so much more to it than that. It takes just a few seconds to pull that trigger, and it's all of the details leading up to it and everything after that that combine to make it a truly memorable experience.
We operate on the Tongass National Forest. It's the largest national forest in the country. It's a temperate old growth rainforest. And the temperate old growth rainforest extends from Northern California clear up here in the southeast. What makes this place unique is it's an upward flow of nutrients.
It's amazing the number of streams in this rainforest and the biomass of salmon that run up them. It is one of the coolest things on earth to see. Every little stream and drainage has water, and on good pink years, man, every one of them's got fish in them.
The abundance of fish that we have provides this incredible amount of protein for these bears that allow them to grow larger than your most common black bear on the mainland. Coastal black bear generally will have bigger skull sizes and bigger bodies. We're taking black bear anywhere from over 7 feet to over 8 feet every year. They're just big bodies and big skulls.
Those bears are concentrated along those rivers, and we use the skiffs to access the mouth of the river, then we're on foot going up. Bears are smart. Bears are very sensitive to human presence and scent and sound. And I always kind of chuckle. Guys are like, oh, I should come at the first of the season. They don't get amnesia. They don't forget. You know, these big old bears, they're smart. And if you don't do things the right way, you don't get lucky. You got to be at the right spot at the right time with the right situation. Right now, salmon are in the rivers. They're actively spawning. Depends on the system, of course, but there's fish scattered way up these rivers. And a lot of times these bear will be right up in some little trickle. They step out, grab it, and walk in. I think everybody knows bears have an amazing sense of smell. You watch these hounds work and it's unreal, the scent that they can pick up. Well, bears have an olfactory system roughly 400 times more advanced than a hound. So I don't know what that means for parts per million picking up scent. I do know that I have been thigh deep in water on a brown bear stream, and I had a bear come out downstream from me. I had probably 10 to 12 knots of wind in my face. I'm standing in the stream, bear walks out below me, and within 3.5 minutes, that bear put its nose down and scented us off the water. That's pretty amazing. All these fish die. So the carcass smell in the rivers can be very overwhelming. So there are times when the bear is just like, boop, shut it off. And then you're like, wow, I don't know how they're not smelling us, but okay, cool. That doesn't happen very often. They'll come out, a lot of times almost sit on the bank out of view because they're in the brush, and they'll sit and they'll pick which fish they want. And they'll sit and they'll watch. And they prefer females. It's kind of funny. They'll mess up and catch a male. Yeah, they'll mess up and catch a male, and you can see them, they're like, they'll just drop it, tongue comes out. Oh, screwed up. They don't often stand in the middle of the creek and eat a fish. So they'll sit on the sidelines, figure out which fish they want, come down, catch it, and go. So you may have 5 to 15 seconds of that bear. We have to get it judged, sex, sized, and get you on it in that amount of time. We really ask that you don't shoot until we say. It's not easy to judge sex. We're doing our best to harvest boars. We're looking for something in that 7.5 foot class on up. We like something to have a 19-inch skull or above. So that's going to be a 10-year-old bear. And something that like if you see a bear that for some reason we don't, you know, something walks out on the side, or you catch a bear in the woods coming, does not affect that bear at all, and I will instantly stop.
Not what you said.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, there's that.
I'll get your attention.
Yeah. So we'll talk about shot placement. This is a pretty darn cool model, and a lot of the stuff that you see both in books and online venues, including the state website, have it wrong. So many of the things you hear, they say shoot in the middle of the middle. That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard. You're in back of the diaphragm. It's a perfect liver shot. The bear's absolutely going to die, and we won't find it. It'll take him a week to 10 days to die. And look where. I mean, they it's a search pattern like that, and they just go. So as you look here, you can see that heart sits low and in the center of the chest and quite forward. So my sort of rule of thumb, if a bear is exactly broadside, is to come up the center of that front leg halfway into the body. And I say legs in a neutral position because they'll stand in the weirdest positions sometimes. So just visualize if it was, kind of standing neutral. Put your vertical crosshair on the center of that front leg and your horizontal crosshair in the middle of the body. So what that's going to do, it'll take out the top of the heart and the bottom of both lungs. So something I've started doing 2 or 3 years ago was telling folks to visualize this center axis so that no matter what angle that bear is to you, say you're the shooter, where do I need to have that enter to transict this and exit in front of that far front shoulder? It's a lot further back than you think.
We're finally here, and it's opening day of the season. Came out here to sight our rifles in. Shot well for the most part. Mine was a little challenging, but everybody else shot real well. This is definitely not a gun you want to shoot off the bench too much. These guys are highly anticipating this wonderful adventure we're going on this afternoon. We're all pretty optimistic right now, feeling pretty good, and off we go.
Inaugural run, new waders. Whoop whoop. Todd, are you proud of me?
I am.
I have new stuff.
Show me the gloves, though.
Hey, easy.
It's about 2 o'clock, and about 15 minutes ago, I had a massive adrenaline rush because it's game time. Man, it's real now. I think the dog might be ready to go, but I don't know. What do you think, Lou? Have fun.
I will, you too.
I will.
Kill something big.
All right. Cool beans. Hope to see some big bears tonight. I know they do too. You're in one of the most beautiful rainforests on Earth. The river is running and the rapids are running, and you're walking on the slickest rocks you've ever walked in your life.
Are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm okay. Bears are like most big predators. I really don't have the desire to kill a lot of bears. I've killed 2 black bears. I would take a black bear on this trip. But at the end of the day, I think just observing bears and watching them in their habitat and what they do, it's just magnificent to be around these things. They're truly one of God's greatest creatures.
This wind sucks.
Hey, can't do anything about the wind.
Bears have a big spirit about them. I'll be sitting someplace and there's no sound. I mean, they're these big, beautiful ghosts. They're graceful. They all have their own personality, highly intelligent. I don't know, I really respect them. They're remarkable animals.
It's amazing how close they'll come. If you've got the wind right, it's like you could reach out and touch her. You could hear her pads hitting the sand, and you know, she's just looking around for something to eat. And here we are observing this, and there's nothing like it. It was pretty cool.
This river stayed the same for 20 years. In the last 2, it's changed more than the last 20 combined. I don't know why. Weird. Lots of changes. I was gonna leave 5 minutes ago, and then you sit here and it's like, oh, okay, that's why I stayed. It's a good run this year. Higher than projected levels they brought. Lots of fish. Means bears can be anywhere.
So ended day 1. This is nothing like the spring hunt except we're hunting bears. And we did see bears. Going up these rivers is amazing. Millions of salmon in the river, bouncing off your legs. Just crazy beautiful up in there. I think we saw 6 bears tonight. I told Mutts, said, you know, this is what makes these hunts worth it and makes it special, getting to see stuff like that. It was an amazing day.
There's the environment, obviously, of being out here in Alaska and hunting, but there's also this environment in itself on this boat. I mean, you feel like family being here.
Being in a boat with 12 people, a yacht like this, it's an intimate situation. You're all on top of each other all the time, and you have to have the ability to get along with people. We've got the dogs, you gotta go potty. What a good girl. And we've got the kids.
Go put that down.
But at the end of the day, the camaraderie and the comfort and just being able to relax with good friends is just wonderful. The first person I thought of bringing was my son-in-law, Matt. Matt is one of the best people I've ever met. He is got a sense of humor off the chart.
Cody!
His laugh is contagious. His passion for hunting is like me on steroids, if you can imagine that. And he loves it.
I had to clear it with the wife, of course, but after I got the green light on that, it was a no-brainer for me to come up here with Pat.
I knew Pat had invited Matt, and shortly after that, I got an invite, which was not expected, but greatly appreciated.
In the third spot, we kicked it around quite a bit, and I asked Matt what he thought, who should go. And he didn't even blink. He said, you need to bring Cody Nunes. He said, the guy's great to have along. He's a real good friend of mine. He loves to hunt.
I've been hunting my whole life. I've got what Matt always describes as late onset hunting. I've only been hunting for about 4 or 5 years. So being here and hunting animals like this is unbelievable for me.
What's really cool about this trip is that I'm with 3 of the closer people that I hunt with in my life. Just shows you what kind of guy Pat is to his core. Putting together this trip and having us come along. Bye, Pat. He takes as much satisfaction out of us having a good time because of what he set up than he does harvesting the bear. I truly believe that.
The boat, it's all right. Pretty sure I'll never go on a boat this nice again. It's first rate. The meals have been great. You don't want for anything. You need something, you got it. Invite me back. I'll prove that it's worth coming to.
This is a family atmosphere. We invite you in. You get to come spend time in our home. We spend a lot of time on the boat. My kids know people from all over the world now, and that experience is priceless.
Mutts, to me, is almost like the sister I've never had. She's so passionate about what she does, and to watch her run her business, she never stops. I've just always been able to talk to her, and we get along, and it is truly like a sister I never had. And so I really enjoy hunting with her, and it's just been a good experience knowing her. She's a good friend.
We'll hunt down a little further today. So hunted the same creek yesterday, but you never see all the bear that are living here, or even the same bear. They don't stay in the same spot. Right. So I'd like to look at the bottom end of this. The water's really low.
Right.
So I think it's a good possibility you got a bigger class more down low, just where those fresher fish are coming in right now.
Cool beans. Doesn't matter what you tell me. I believe it.
Hey, I'm just glad to be here, Let's go.
These creeks are super thick. You can't see very far. The rainforest is exceedingly difficult to navigate. These little streams wind up through them. They're tight. A lot of times you're not looking at a stretch more than 30, 50 yards long. Maybe you stretch it to 100 yards. You have to be in precisely the right spot at precisely the time that bear is going to come there. Not around the bend, not 5 minutes late. And you look at that and you go, wow, how does it ever work? But it does. It flows and it works well most of the time.
Small, there's a cod right there. Wow. That one right there, the reddish looking one.
It's always funny. Sometimes people ask, well, how did you get into this? How do you do what you do? And I kind of jokingly say, well, it's genetic. I was born and raised doing this. Like, I love it. I truly do. My dad and I were really close, and we hunted together a lot. He was also a very good hunter, just instinctually. And we spent a lot of hours in the field, and we kind of put together what we call the 3 eyes of hunting. So there's instinct, and that is something that you're born with. Everybody has different instincts, but instinct, imagination, and again, that's everybody has their own imagination and, different ways of looking at the same thing, right? And then you have the eye that I feel is probably most important, and that's inspiration. When I go out for a day, I have a plan in mind. I have a thought process of where I want to be when, based on being around them for so long, how those bears typically move. I mean, you never know for sure, but having that plan in place is very important, and sticking to it.
There's a big track. Big bear coming here. You gotta be in the right spot. That's why you brought me here, grasshopper.
But you have to have the faith and the ability to also listen to promptings and inspiration that you get real time. Because I can't tell you how many times I have on my watch, I'm like, all right, we're gonna sit here for 20 minutes. And that 20-minute comes and goes, and you just, nope, I feel impressed, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna give it 10 minutes more. And in 8.5 minutes, a big bear walks out and you kill it. And you're like, whew, that was humbling. Because you had a plan you were gonna do, but you felt impressed to change that. And so it's sort of an intangible I think. It's a little hard to define what it is. There obviously are certain situations that I like to set up for myself if I'm sitting somewhere and have a bear come out. A lot of it, those three I's, instinct, imagination, and inspiration.
I've been blitzing down here because the wind had switched and it's right here. It hasn't switched yet. Turned back and was coming in because I checked it right there and I had air out. I do not hear. He's been on both sides. He's living here somewhere. He's been both sides.
Hey, can't come from both directions.
Yeah. There's got to be the one that's not downwind.
Hey, whatever you think.
I think when we move and go up there, the wind's gonna switch. It's close. See if we can tuck in underneath here and get out of it. How quickly can you move? How quickly can you move? Not sure. Just a minute. Not positive. I gotta get a positive ID on 6. Just fucked up in with the fish. Let's get up there and just sit for a minute. Can't tell. He's not giant, but he's not small.
It's your call.
It's not my bear. It's two. I can't see. Do you see it?
Jeez. Hey, that was nuts. That was crazy. Sean, I want Matt to get a bigger one.
It's a beautiful bear. I like it when they die fast.
Me too. You did. You know, I'm looking forward to letting these guys hunt and spend time with you guys. And I'm so happy with this bear. That last little rodeo was crazy. She cracks me up because she's like, hurry up, be quiet, hurry up, be quiet. She weighs about $120 and I weigh about 275 fully loaded. And she's moving like a little razor over the top of everything, and I'm coming like a steam shovel. I gotta go back for my binoculars. We went over that log, they just went poof.
This is all fairly new, all this stuff down. And so I used to sit, it was a killer place to sit. All this mess is down now, and it made a big hole behind it. So they used to come out of that little tributary where we first saw him.
Right.
And then come across and do their thing. Well, to judge a bear, I mean, he's in chest deep water, and you can see from him, you know, the flank, the rib cage forward. Yeah, he's solid, and he looks boorish, but we're not gonna do
We
it
gave you
without
a good look
touching.
right there.
Well, when he was coming down, it's like, well, it's a boar. What are you gonna do? So, well, it's a nice bear.
Are you happy with them?
Yeah, it's a nice bear.
All right.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful bear.
I kept waiting for you to say yes or no.
This is what he is.
I know. And I just start thinking about Matt. And I just want him to go home with a really good bear. And he will.
We'll have fun then anyway. This was cool too, how this all played out.
Right. No, that was nuts. And I'm thinking to myself, because your hand's over here going,
Gentle, quickly.
yeah. You know, have you ever noticed that when you get bearish, you start twitching like this? Have you ever noticed that? You start going like this.
Maybe, I don't know. It's my tell. Gosh, I love these animals. It's always humbling to harvest one.
All right, so tell me about shot placement.
He's laying here dead.
I just want to know if that's where you wanted it, or should it be about right here?
Yeah, probably, but no complaints. Honestly, if I could have guys do a scapula shot, because it drops them, and you walk up and just quickly finish them, I'd do it every time, but you can't get any consistency out of it. Too risky, because if you're off, it's no man's land, because you're above the lungs.
Right.
But, no, that's good.
Man, that's a big hole.
Is he too dead?
Him?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I just don't get it.
I am of the opinion.
Because, you know, that thing sucks to shoot at the range, but shooting it right there, I don't even know that it goes off. You know, it's just like, I mean, that's what we're supposed to be doing out here, right?
I love it because he never had an inkling of what happened. Best. I appreciated what Keck said about how it irritates him when people are hooting and hollering and yelling.
Oh,
And that's
pisses
the
him
last
off.
thing that deer hears. No, just let him go. Let him respectfully pass.
She makes my back hurt.
I think I skinned first one in the field like when I was 9. We had a husband and wife team, and so I got one done while they went. We shot one and then went with the other. But I've been, you know, on the back deck skinning, and that when I was 5, I got to start doing skulls. That was fun. Whatever it took to get school done so I could go skin or...
What were you doing when you were
Yeah,
5
what the
years
heck.
old?
I
Not
probably was.
skinning bear skulls.
I probably wasn't super efficient, but they humored me. We got Riles going on it. He does pretty good.
He's got one rotten tooth on the top and the front.
You know, the term long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Those
That's
canines
where that
get
comes
pretty
from?
long. Yeah, those canines get pretty long on older bear, where it sticks out from the top lip. And if you guys don't mind, we'll just stay quiet going on out. Just, stay in the water and all that good stuff.
I'm gonna whoop like a banshee all the way back.
No, you're not. You won't be in trouble? You ain't gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, it's their house, not ours. Dork.
Time. How long did it take?
42 minutes.
42 minutes?
Yeah. We're supposed to be hurrying. Legalios.
You introduced me to a whole new world.
And it really is. You can't describe it until somebody comes and does it. You can't.
Yeah,
You can't describe it.
that's so cool.
Very cool. All right. Well, we'll hug this and try and go beyond him so we don't spook him.
All right.
I was gonna cross here, but we'll go around.
It's just a really cool experience once you get the first one on the board. I couldn't be happier for him. He put this whole trip together. He can just sit back and relax the rest of the hunt with us and have fun.
The smile on his face, right? There's just high fives and hugs all over the place, and being able to experience that with this group of guys is really cool.
Congratulations, sir.
Thanks. Cody?
Cheers. Cheers. Congratulations.
Thanks for the measures.
Yeah, no problem. Awesome bear.
If only you had a place to put him. Like, God, like a big room.
Hey,
Oh, you do?
that's a hell of an idea. I'm gonna work on that as soon as I get home.
Who said I was happy for him? Do I have to say that? Pat, great guy. First bear of the trip for any of us. Awesome bear.
You know what would happen if you'd have killed a wolf? That would have been the highlight of the whole freaking trip. Because nobody else would have killed a wolf, and that's a big deal.
Dude, I saw an eagle with a fish in its claws, which was, check that off the list. There was eagles all over the place today.
Yeah.
And then we saw a couple other boars. Actually, they were probably about 7-ish feet.
7-footers.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna kill some whoppers, you know that, right? You guys are gonna kill some 8-foot bears.
Good, that's why I'm holding
They're
out.
here. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not holding out to kill a 6 on the last day, Pat.
There's just such a huge amount of life in this area.
It's almost like you could never describe it to somebody effectively because it's something you have to see with your own eyes to fully grasp the kind of environment we're in right now. The sound of all the salmon splashing around, spawning and jumping up rocks and over logs to get to the next level of those creeks and the river systems. It's a really breathtaking experience to be out here and to have the uncharted wilderness moving around you.
You know, you see it on TV. You see the salmon runs in the rivers where the water explodes and looks like rapids. There's so many salmon in the river. And you hear people say they were so thick you could walk across them. Being here in the middle of Alaska and watching bears run through the river chasing salmon, it's like something like every one of your childhood memories comes to life.
We're walking through rivers and I mean, you're just pushing salmon out of the way with your feet. It's absolutely incredible.
Quite a bit of time sitting. This is a really cool system. It's small, so it's tight. The best thing is to be sitting and have them come to you.
We get pink salmon, chum salmon, silver salmon, or coho, and then a few places get sockeye. And they all vary in age when they return. Like a pink salmon, which is the most plentiful, they go up pretty much every stream. They're kind of like the building block for everything. Everything feeds on a pink salmon. They're a 2-year-old fish when they return. These fish in the river today, when they spawn, then this winter, that fry will be in there. Then by May into June, that fry will come out of the river and they'll be in the ocean for 2 years before they return back to the same stream in which they spawned from.
Bears popping out in front of you left and right. Every time you turn a corner, there, boom, there's a bear, or there's something else in the creek, or there's a big old kill pile of dead salmon, so you know there's bears around. It's a really incredible experience.
Be ready. I need to double check. I just need to get evidence of sex. Tough situation. I'm always conscious to. I do my best never to shoot a sow, and he was obscured. You know, all I could see was halfway up. It was a good decent bear. It was an older bear. I was trying to get a feel of the length. I don't know what he did. He had good hair out. Give it a few minutes more.
When the salmon first come into the stream, a bear will eat everything. Will eat the whole thing. As they get satiated with the fish, they basically get picky. Every bear will develop a different habit of what they like. One will pull the skin off or bite just the head. Others we've seen can tell the difference between a male pink salmon and a female and will literally catch a male, spit it out, dive back in, catch a female, and then step on it and put its paw on its belly and push all the eggs out of the fish and eat them and let them flop back in the water, and off it goes.
These are kind of a cool fish. They're not a trout. They're not a salmon. They can go back and forth between salt and fresh, but they come in to eat salmon eggs. Called a dollyvarden. He choked on salmon eggs. It was the last thing he did. Bad choice.
This is a really cool area, going through these thick trees like this.
You watch those salmon streams and you watch those salmon fight going upriver, and it's impressive. You think, how do those salmon do that? The thing that hit me walking through these pools, all they're doing is fighting for their final journey to lay their eggs and do something that is so natural to them, but I'm sure they don't understand it. They're just doing it. But it is just so crazy to watch them fight and fight and fight to get to where they're going. And then you think about all this salmon, and somebody said yesterday, yeah, it just seems like a big waste. But down here in the bay, this fresh water is running back into the ocean, and it is loaded with nutrients from these salmon carcasses. And that's what these bears are feeding on. That's what all the birds are feeding on, the crabs. Everywhere you look, there's something feeding on this smorgasbord of salmon that's being poured back into the ocean. And I can't even imagine how that affects the cycle of wildlife in the ocean.
Just push those geese out. Oh, that looked very good. Nice long flat path. Here's on the side of his head. No. Rats. That's why in the river I didn't have you just shoot that bear. An old cell like that, very flat back, square. That's how that bear looked. But it's tough to sex them without getting the positive ID.
What about that bear? Straight ahead.
I see it. Just stay tight with me. That might be a separate bear. I still like that bear in the middle. Must be a few fish in this slough. Skirt around them like a bear out of the trees. This one here was very interesting to me. I liked how it looked from up there. Stay as low as possible. Don't worry about the bear. Worry about getting there quiet. Watch where you step. Very small. This bear looks pretty good. Just stay low. You don't want to spook this bear, period. short pace. This bear here, he's just 7 foot, but it's sound. You know, African is far, look twice as big. I was like, all right, we can do this. Pretty cool though.
That was a lot of fun at the end.
I've seen so much wildlife that Keck keeps telling me that I must have a horseshoe shoved up somewhere.
He has this horseshoe firmly planted in his ass. He just seems to have the best luck.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude, you gotta get a look at it. It's a beautiful animal.
Hey, what the hell?
It's gonna be pretty rare that you even see one, let alone get a shot at one. I'd kind of put it out of my mind. One decides to pop its head out. On top of that, sat there long enough for me to get ready to shoot it. Zach did an amazing job freezing it where it was with the yelps and yips and barks that he was doing, that it stood there long enough for me to get set and take a shot. The emotions running through me after the shot were just crazy. And walking up to it and just seeing how amazing and incredible these Alexander Archipelago wolves are. The size of it, the paws on those things, absolutely amazing.
Puts him in a pretty small club. Good for him.
Does your wife like taxidermy?
Oh, dude, she's gonna be thrilled.
Yeah. You gotta get that thing out.
Yeah, that's what I'm being told. I've been a little braggadocious about it, especially to Matt, because you know, he's a very accomplished hunter. I finally got something that I can rub his face in a little bit.
Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, they did a population study on the island. They estimated that the bear population was between 7 to 15 bears, average about 10 bears per square mile. Crazy number, but there was too many bears on the landscape. Deer population was down, moose population was non-existent. And so over the last 20-something years, we worked diligently with Fish and Game. They constantly discuss habitat, bear population, what we see and what we think. We're constantly working to adjust our access and availability to the resource, but also participate in the board of game process to help with regulations so that we can have a viable population into the future.
We'll see what happens. A little bit of weather for the first time since we've been here. Does it make it better or worse?
Always better.
Always better. There you go. You heard it. The man himself.
It's up to me, I'd go every day, just like today.
Okay.
Yep.
Right on.
Same as yesterday. We'll just ease and hunt our way quietly. If you see something that I don't, just give a whistle. Walk, sit. I think the wind's coming up, which is why we got dropped high here. Okay. So this is a really good stretch of river. However, our friends at the Forest Service have done a little bit of a restoration project. I don't know the extent, so we'll go explore.
Okay.
It was done in July, so it shouldn't impede anything other than depending on what it was they did.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll go check.
Cool.
But I can't not go look.
No, let's go.
They estimate this island here to be roughly about almost 2 bears per square mile. That's a very, very healthy population of bears.
I've seen a lot of bears. Most of the bears I saw yesterday were not of the quality we were looking for. But you look at them and you think, hey, 2-3 years, that might be a bear somebody takes home and it's a memory of a lifetime for them. And you're in this awesome forest that, I mean, how many people have walked up the stream that you walked up?
This is a good little stretch because they got the bedding area right there.
Okay.
There's usually a good boar living here. They got all this crap in here now. I'm just trying to analyze how it changes their access. There's 5 or 6 kills stacked up right there and they're fresh. If the wind's out, that log jam down there is awesome. Maybe let's go down there because even if it's blowing in, we'll be in the back eddy. And rest on that. How's that feel?
Bear populations they're an apex predator. So when a bear population's healthy, sort of everything fits in its place. We really strive to harvest older age class males. We turn down a lot of bears. We've looked at a ton of bears with these guys this week, and I think, yeah, it can get frustrating for guys, but we want for you that best possible animal, and that is an older age class male. Those males are actually the bears that, regardless of whether it's their own offspring or not, a lot of times they'll try and kill those cubs in the spring that are with a sow because that'll bring her back into estrus and he can breed her. It's important to be mindful of harvesting those older age class males, and it really helps the overall health and well-being of the population.
Outdoorsmen like myself and my family and all the people on this ship, how much we actually care about the wildlife. And it doesn't make sense to people. If you care about them, why would you go and harvest a bear? I do harvest them because I like being out there amongst them. And I may look at 100 deer or 50 bear or how many ever it takes to find the one that I want to harvest. But in the process of doing that, I'm getting to know the species and what they like to eat, where they like to hang out.
We got one right here. Just catching fish right there. Let's get across. Just gotta get you in a position where you can shoot. It's a boar, but it's small. 6.5. You can just kind of practice. Arrow, short, young, 4 years old probably.
It's something that we want to have here for all of our children to be able to do. And by doing it myself, you're actually putting money towards the people and the infrastructure and even the state governments that are going to maintain those resources so that they are there.
People argue about hunting, but at the end of the day, hunting provides more revenue and money for wildlife conservation than anything. It's a very, very selective, effective tool that's used to manage that wildlife. And take the politics away, it works. And I'm part of it, and I'm proud to be part of it.
There's a lot of things that play into that health, and habitat's a huge one. The bears, the salmon, and everything else that relies on it. It's an interlinked ecosystem that when one piece falls, the whole thing crumbles. And when things are going sideways, we're the first knocking on the fish and game door going, hey, something needs to be done. We need to cut back or change or, whatever the situation may be. And I feel very strongly about maintaining that in perpetuity. I was born and raised doing this. I'm raising my boys that way. I hope their kids would have that opportunity if they so desired.
Just sit tight. I'd like not to spook her.
Is that a female?
Yes, it is. It's a sound. No question. Crap. She's gonna walk into us. Nope. 'Cause... Sorry, Mama. Sorry, pretty girl. He's not bigger than Pat's bear. No, for sure not.
What are the likelihood I get something bigger than Pat?
Oh, we don't play odds here. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But they live here.
I know that. Bird in the hand.
They're just cool to watch, aren't they? You won't hurt my feelings. I love hunting for big boys.
I know. Hey, having him in my scope is making me want to shoot him.
Just enjoy him. If you gotta talk yourself into it, let him get bigger. There must be another bear or something back in there. Just sit tight. Something's got him nervous. See that ear's pinned back, stiff-legged. There's another bear coming. Just sit tight. He's young. On a mature boar, the penis sheath is very obvious.
Yeah.
I can see it every now and then on this guy. Further supporting the statement, he is young.
Yeah. I'm not gonna shoot him. I just want to, but I'm not going to.
I understand. I want you to shoot a bear too, but I want you to shoot a big bear.
When that dot's just steady on the shoulder, it's hard not to want to just follow through with it.
Well, you don't shoot something big by shooting something not big.
I know.
It's cool watching him though. You see him fishing like that.
This little section's the hottest section right here.
28 years ago, I killed my bear up around the corner.
Oh, really?
150 yards.
A big one, huh?
8 foot 20 and 8/16.
We just got done with day 4. Ended up finding a real borderline boar right there before it got real dark. And it's hard when you're on day 4 or 6 and you get something that's borderline. It's hard not to want to kill it, squeeze the trigger when you've been waiting all day and burning all your energy for 4 days. It was set up and had a good rest, and everything else was pretty much perfect other than the bear was just a little bit on the small side. So talking with Mutts, decided not to go through with it, which You know, you never know how those decisions work out until the hunt's over. So we'll see how it goes, but 2 more days. Gonna pound it hard here for the last 2, and hopefully we come up with something really nice.
What are you doing over here? Huh? Way to go, Idaho! Here he comes, I can see him. Good job, buddy. Bring him over here. I'll help you with him. Get down. Come on, back up. Oh, you're killing it, man.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Don't look at me. There's no fish in here.
Fish on! Huh, buddy? You get another one?
Yeah.
Way to go, buddy.
What's it like getting outfished by an 8-year-old?
You know, it really puts things in perspective.
Yes.
It's always funny, people ask how me and Mutts got together, and it was pretty evident early on. She indicated, this is what I'm doing for a living. I'm going to guide for my life, and so you can either come along or you can stay home. And so I always say that I made the right choice by coming along. It's developed into a heck of an opportunity to raise our kids out here.
You feel like family being here with Mutts and Zach and their 2 boys, which probably have more wilderness experience at their young age than I will have in my entire life. And to see when Pat got here, the amount of love those kids have for Pat, the amount that he shows back really struck me. He's built a relationship with this family, and it's specifically those kids. It's an emotional thing. I mean, they're amazing kids.
We've got a teacher that helps them for their school and allows us to be out. We've been able to accommodate this home life and still work in the guide industry. We're not leaving our family at home.
That is absolutely perfect, Bryce.
That's what we fight to preserve, is the ability or the opportunity for not just our kids, but your kids to come and do this and experience it. And so, you know, we're not out here to kill the last bear off the island, but preserve it for generations to come.
Very careful right here. Very careful. If we snap any of these, he'll go, but we got good air. Let's just ease up here. It's just behind that log. Double check. Must be meant to get a bigger one.
Whether someone is successful or not should not be the defining thing that makes you a hunter. What makes you a hunter is that you can go out on multiple days and be excited about where you're at, what you're doing. You learn something every day. If you kill something, that's a bonus. Yeah, we're out there to kill a bear, but don't miss the forest through the trees. Don't get home and say, If I had just enjoyed that a little bit more, I would have gotten more out of it instead of just saying, I gotta kill, I gotta kill, I gotta kill. I think that defines a hunter, what you're made out of. Are you a killer or are you a hunter? I'm not out there just to walk up and down the rivers and have a good time, although I like to do that. I'm about to kill, but enjoy what's out here. Don't miss it.
Yeah, this is amazing. Right there at the trees.
Same trail, exact same spot. Neither one of them spooked, they're just walking.
How could I not be having fun? We're spotting bears, not even in the river, we're spotting them in the mountain. This is one to make a mistake.
Go down to the next bend and sit a little bit and then I'm back up. Sure. Another 200 yards. What's another 900 steps? Right.
Between friends.
See, what's the tide doing? It's tricky getting across the mouth of the river. You know you've been somewhere who did that.
We haven't been somewhere yet.
Not yet. We're getting there.
It's remarkable to take someone that, even though they may have hunted a lot, occasionally we get guys who've never hunted at all, and to show them a different perspective. It's often remarkable that they go away changed.
I love it. Walking around in the rivers and jumping over all this stuff, it's cool. I enjoy it a lot. I'm ready to go. As soon as my eyes open up in the morning, I want to go. I just want the opportunity at a good bear and count my blessings. If it's a nice big trophy boar, great. Thank you for the opportunity, Pat. Thank you for the invite. This trip is something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Congrats, buddy. Last day, we've got till dark. 2 bears need to go down. All we need is some willing companions. We'll put the hammer down on them.
That's it.
I don't have to have the biggest bear to be happy. Got a great bunch of guides. We're having a blast. I'm not looking to get my name in the record books or anything like that. Pretty much left it in my guide's hands. He thinks it's a good bear, we're gonna take it. If we don't find that bear, we don't find that bear. If I do get a bear, it'll probably be the last bear that I shoot. Don't know why. I'll be happy with one.
Separated to try and bump him. Then Mom gets pissed. Yeah, things go sideways quick. They should cross here. We'll just let them get across and then he's up on this side. Let's just get past him. Get on him. Just watch him. Just watch him. Stay on him. Nice work.
No way. It worked like that.
Good work. Is that more? Yes, it's more. Yes. It's a big one.
Across that lawn.
It's a great bear. First day or the last? That's the kind of bear I'd have you shoot on the first day too.
Cool. That's awesome.
It's absolutely elegant. always offer a little prayer of thanks, but we have a big spirit. It's always a big deal to take a life, but it's just something a little extra special on these guys. Thanks for making a good, clean kill. I have one request. A bear like this, do a full body mount, not a rug.
I'll fight the wife as best I can to get it done.
He's elegant and worth it.
Cool. Put in a whole week.
When you least expect, you can never get discouraged or down. And you know, honestly, you have to let it happen.
Yeah.
People emit an energy, and there are times when someone gets so bound up, there's nothing I can do to put them in the right place at the right time. You know, it's a lot of responsibility on me, because I want you to harvest, but I want you to harvest the right bear.
I get it.
And anyway, thanks for being patient.
I tried my best, Mutts. A few times I got a little itchy, but I tried my best.
You did it? Yeah. Yes. Both of you?
Yep.
Yes. You mother.
Why is it so quiet?
I love these guys! That's why they wouldn't let me go in the boat. I've been depressed for an hour. Huh?
They said it's gonna push 8.
I know.
I'm pumped.
Yes! Thank you.
And so you see what I've been telling.
That's the man who deserves the dollar. There you go, Pat. Good job, man. Thank you. Good way to end the trip. Good job, people.
I missed the
You did it again. You did it again. Good job, pal.